welcome to our transition presentation, which we are putting together because unfortunately this summer you haven't been able to come and visit us yet. My name is Mrs. Holbrook and I'll be your head teacher in September. The other person you should be able to see on your screen is Mrs. Short, and I'll let her introduce herself.
Hello, Year 6. My name's Mrs. Short and I'm one of the assistant head teachers.
So key people that you're going to need to know in September are ourselves, and the most important person for you, Year 6, is going to be your head of year. And Miss Gardner is the head of Year 7. She's a non-teaching member of staff, so it makes her really accessible and available to you all the time. And she's a fixed head of Year 7, which means that she stays with Year 7 as a transition group. So she builds really strong relationships with all of the primaries and has been working really hard with them for several months now, finding all about you. The other key staff that you'll come into contact with are Miss Wood, Miss Kennedy and Mr. Little, who you can see at the bottom there. And depending on any requirements that you might have as a family or as a student, you'll come into contact with those members of staff as well. Now, coming to us in September are students from so many different primary schools, and hopefully you can see your school logo on the screen there. You'll be able to see that some are in a little red box, and they're our feeder primary schools. So we've got Balliol, Benton Dean, Ivy Road, Forest Hall, and St Bart's, and a lot of you are coming from those schools. But that's not to say that there won't be lots of students coming from other schools, and certainly don't feel that you're going to be on your own if you're not from one of those schools. It's fantastic that people come from so many different places. We've got a great reputation and are really popular in the local area, and that's why so many people come to us from so many different places. Hopefully you've been working through some of the transition activities that are on our website. We've shared these with your primary schools and they're all based around the Be Awesome Go Big project. And they're in place really of some of the things we would have liked to have been doing with you in person this term. Now, if schools are open as normal in September, hopefully what's going to happen is the first day back, which for us is Wednesday, the 2nd of September, will be a Year 7 only day. So that would be your transition day because you've obviously missed that. And we normally have that in July. So it would mean that that first day back in school, it will be just Year 7 in school, and you'll get to work out where to go and get a feel for the place without having to worry about some of the other year groups being here. So what makes us special and why should you be really excited about coming to see us? You'll have seen our logo and hopefully you came to visit us back in October when we had our open evening. That's the symbol that you see at the front of the building, and that circle really represents us. We're a really inclusive school and we're all together under one roof, part of that same family. Those colours are connected to all of our department areas, and it will help you to find your way around the building when you come here in September. The other thing that makes us really special is our partnerships. So we are a Pixel school, we're a National Literacy Trust Pathfinder school, we're a Stonewall Champion school, and we're a real community school. The photograph that you can see there is of some of our staff who were busy making personal protection visors for NHS staff. And we've been doing that all throughout lockdown. We've been taking hampers out to local families. We've been writing letters to local people who are on their own. We're a real community school, and it's fantastic that you're going to come and be part of that. The other thing that's amazing that you can look forward to is our school building. It opened in 2016, so it's still really new and really fresh. You can as Year 7 in September, so you've got your own space to play where you don't have to worry about being around some of the bigger kids. The building looks quite big from the front, but don't worry, it's easy to find your way around once you're inside. We're all under one roof. As I mentioned before, all the areas are colour coded, and that helps you to get around, and you will move around the building for your different lessons. Hopefully, fingers crossed, things will be back to normal in September and you'll be moving around as normal. So our values, the other thing that you'll see if you come into the building is this motto, which is on the back of our school sign. And it basically sums up your time here and what we're hoping you'll experience when you come to our school. You're going to be here for the next 5 to 7 years. And in that time, we really want you to grow as young people. That's what we mean by evolve. And to do that, you're going to be doing all sorts of different types of things. Yes, we want you to achieve and we want you to perform well and get qualifications, but we're really keen for you to take opportunities to discover different things, pick up skills you haven't done before. That doesn't have to be sport, it doesn't have to be music. There's all sorts of opportunities here to create and to discover and to perform. I'll pass over to Miss Short now and I'll let her talk for a little bit through what being part of Longbenton is going to mean for you in September.
Thank you. Now, we really want you to very quickly feel like you're part of Longbenton High School, and I'm sure that's going to happen before you know it. Relationships are so important here, and we pride ourselves on getting to know you really, really quickly. They're at the heart of everything that we do. We want you to be happy, and when you're happy, we feel that you'll be able to be the most successful that you can be. Attendance is key to your success, and really we want you to be in school every single day if you can be, but obviously there are times for whatever reason that you can't be in school. Parents, carers at home, if you could let us know if there's an issue, and then we can support around that. If you could let us know, that would avoid us making a phone call home to find out where you are. I'll tell you a little bit more about timings in a moment, but hopefully you can get here on time at the start of the school day, which is 8:35, so quite early. Mobile phones. Now, mobile phones, really, we want to be off and away every day that you're in school. We have strict rules around mobile phones, as you can see there. There's a little bit more about mobile phones in the parents' guide. Parents, if you need to get in touch with your son or daughter while they're in school, the best way of doing that would be to contact us through the school phone number, and we can find your son or daughter that way. Now, in year 7, we're going to have 7 tutor groups, and the form tutors' names are there down the left-hand side there. Your form tutor is somebody who you're going to see every single day, and you're going to get to know them really well. You will stay with them and you'll move through the school, and they'll remain your form tutor. So they're the first port of call, really. If you've got an issue, if you have got a problem, that's the first person that I would expect that you would be speaking to. On the right hand side there, there's a brief summary just about what happens during registration in the morning, but there's more about that in the parents' guide. Now, in terms of curriculum, we have a very broad curriculum. I'm sure that there's subjects there that you haven't done before at primary school, so I know a lot of you will be really excited to perhaps study things like DT and all the specialist equipment that we have in school. We've obviously got specialist food rooms, science labs, music equipment, and lots going on that I'm sure that you're going to enjoy being part of. You may have additional subjects like literacy or Spanish, certainly as you move into year 8, to work on there. Now, in terms of the school day, like I said, we start very early. We start at 8:35 and we'll go through until 3:10 every day, other than Tuesdays, where we have a little bit of an earlier finish for staff training on a Tuesday. So we finish at 2:05. Lunch is 45 minutes, and we do have lunch the whole school at the same time. There's lots of clubs and activities go on at lunchtime, so I'm sure once you get used to things, you'll want to get involved with things that go on then. We do have a cash system, so if you are staying for lunch, if you're not free school meals, you will need to bring in money to pay for that. Now, uniform, very, very important. Our uniform's really distinctive, it's really smart. smart blazers, black trousers, black skirt. You'll see there that the ties, there's 4 different colours of ties. It's your choice around whichever colour of tie you'd like to wear. There's lots of information in the parents' guide about uniform and also on the website. But if there's a problem, don't hesitate to get in touch with school. You might have seen this form on the website about uniform. Emblematic is our supplier. If you haven't already ordered uniform, I would encourage you to do so. Now, on the screen at the minute is a little extract of what's on offer for you in terms of extracurricular activities. This is just something from our booklet last year, and you can see there's a whole load of different activities on offer. That's just a small sample, like I say. So we've got things like debate society, there's things like badminton, through to STEM clubs and Warhammer, etc. So I'm sure there'll be something for everyone.
Back to me, I think, Miss Short. Thank you. So finally, you'll be thinking about communication and how you can get in touch with us and what's the best way to communicate in September. If you need to speak to Miss Gardner, or you need to speak to a subject teacher or your form tutor, the best thing to do is to give us a ring or to use the email address that you can see on the screen there. Obviously, because of COVID-19 at the moment, we're not having visitors into school. So please don't come into school without a prior appointment. In September, when things are back to normal, hopefully, you will still need to make an appointment if you want to come in and speak to a member of staff. But Miss Gardner's really your first point of call. I'd recommend that you download the school comms gateway app, ready for September as well. That's a way for us to communicate with you and make sure that text messages and that kind of information gets sent out. And obviously we're on social media, so follow us on Facebook and Twitter to keep up with news and what's going on in the school. Finally, some forms that will need to be returned to school. So if you haven't received these yet, they should be coming your way in the post. And there's quite a few different bits and pieces that we need to fill in just to get some information so that we've got all of that ready for September so we can hit the ground running. And they'll need to come back to school by the end of the first week in July. There'll be details on the letter that comes with that about how to get all of that information back to school. And finally, you're the class of 2027. So in that year, you will be 18 years old and you'll be in year 13. And hopefully you'll have stayed with us. That's 7 years at our school. So if you stay with us in our sixth form after year 11, which we really hope you will, that will be where that will take you. We're really looking forward to getting to know all of you and you becoming part of Longbenton High School. We're sorry we haven't met you yet in person, but hopefully this has helped to answer some of your questions and make you really excited about coming to meet us all in September. Bye for now.